Hi there. Welcome to the Career Coordinates channel. Thank you for joining me. My name is Eric George. I'm a career coach and the owner of Career Coordinates. I'd like to take a few minutes and introduce myself and the channel. I'm based here in beautiful Madison, Wisconsin, where I live with my wife, my youngest of three kids, two dogs, and six chickens. Yes, we do have chickens in our backyard. And with egg prices the way they are, there are times where I have to sit and admire the bounty our hens create for us on a daily basis, counting the eggs that the chicken won't hatch or something like that. My two older kids are college age. They're almost 21, almost 19, and the youngest is 6. I'm originally from the western suburbs of Chicago and love Chicago sports, which typically isn't all that popular in Wisconsin, but you'd be surprised. There's plenty of us Bears fans up here. I lived in small town Wisconsin as a teen, but have been in Madison for most of my adult life. Absolutely love it here. Madison's a great balance. You get real nice access to all the conveniences of living in the city, but also have really easy access to nature, which I love and definitely find recharging. I'll share some details of my professional life in a few, but for now, I'd like to share what you can expect from my channel. So, as I get started posting videos, they'll typically be in the ballpark of 15 to 20 minutes long on a weekly basis, as well as some shorter videos throughout the week. The topics will include professional development tips and strategies, job market information, job search tips, and more things of that nature. I'm also lining up interviews with interesting professionals to share their stories, professional expertise, and words of wisdom with you. One area that these interviews will include is talking through career paths that people have experienced. So, in my experience, I've noticed that people tend to get stuck in a career and feel that it's either too late for them to change or perhaps too challenging. Careers, I find, rarely follow a linear path. And I think that there's a lot of value to hearing about the twists and turns and ultimately the lessons learned from other people's professional experiences. And in fact, my own path reflects this non-linear career story. It's way more of a winding road. When I graduated high school, I had no idea what I was going to do, if I would attend college or not, or what it was going to look like. I ended up attending a local community college and meandering my way through a few years of really inconsistent performance and core credits. During my last semester there, I moved to Madison and commuted for the last semester, and then just decided it really wasn't worth paying for classes when I clearly wasn't interested in being there. In fact, I was spending a lot more time just developing my adult life or my early adult life. I ended up trying a few retail and food jobs before landing at a convenience store in my neighborhood. The store happened to be in the same building as the company's corporate office, and this turned out to be influential in the very early stages of my career. The CEO, VP, marketing director, and others from upstairs were in and out of that store all day, every day. Without realizing it, my work ethic and customer service skills were on display and making a great positive impression. In addition, I also had the chance to learn career lessons and management lessons from many of the people that worked upstairs. I was promoted to an assistant manager position within a few months and then promoted to a store manager when I was 21. I had no plans of becoming a manager when I got hired at that company or to be a manager at that age, but it was really working with my personal life, so I went with it. I spent a few years running various stores, and after my first child was born, I was invited to apply for a district supervisor opening. I did end up getting that position, and for the next 4 years, I had anywhere between 10 and 12 stores to oversee. Then in my time there, I ended up making another career path changing decision, altering decision by leaving that company and joining Quick Trip, who happens to still be the industry leader. Interestingly enough, Quick Trip did buy out my former employer recently. Joining a best in class company was exciting and accelerated my development in ways that I couldn't expect. The systems, tools, and resources were unlike anything I experienced managing in my previous company. I worked as a store leader for Quick Trip for a few years before competing for an opening in the recruitment department. Accepting that position again was a tremendous growth catalyst for me. I was able to use the skills that I developed from running a store and working as a district supervisor, and then also develop a whole new set of skills on top of that. It was quite exciting. I was quickly promoted to a supervisor and then a department manager overseeing recruitment operations for retail staff, managers, and the support center. I had a team of 21 professionals, and it was incredibly fun. I was also able to work on a large scale project developing and implementing the new applicant tracking system. The culture of growth and development was exciting and challenging, as well as extremely satisfying. But after a while, I did realize that I just had an itch to do something outside of retail. I had been in that for about 17 years, as well as the travel from Madison to La Crosse on a weekly basis was exhausting. That point, I ended up competing for an enterprise digital recruiter position with Wisconsin state government that honestly, I wasn't convinced I understood what the position was responsible for or if I could even do the job. But I did end up getting it and I did end up understanding it. And yet another round of accelerated career growth kicked off. I was able to work my way into a supervisor role, ended up working on and finishing my bachelor's degree. And then I was appointed as the bureau director of the state's civil service program. It was an incredible honor that I never really expected as part of my career path. In addition, I had the opportunity to serve as a deputy HR director with the state's Department of Health Services. While working at the state, I led through the pandemic years, which was incredibly stressful. And as the crisis cooled, I was sure I needed some time away to work on personal projects and personal growth. I spent most of my adult life knowing I wanted to go into business for myself, but really wasn't sure what that would be or what it would look like. I spent a lot of time reflecting, researching, journaling, and eventually I came across a planning document from a few years prior that I drafted exploring career coaching. And I was so excited to find this previous planning and immediately knew this is what I wanted to get after. I started working 7 days a week, long hours, preparing a business plan, connecting with friends and colleagues for feedback, conducting research, completing training and development courses that were available online. As I kept doing this, I knew it was more what I wanted to do because it includes areas of my professional history that I'm really passionate about. I love serving others and working with others and helping them learn and grow. I enjoy getting to know what makes people tick and helping them understand that they can use their unique talents in ways to achieve success or their version of success. I'm thrilled to be building a business of my own, to be creating programming, to be wearing many hats and to see it all come together. Some people are fortunate enough to know exactly what they want to do when they go to college. They get that degree and they spend a happy career in that field. And I think that's wonderful for those folks. My path has been different and definitely a long and winding road. And while it's been winding, it has also been fun, exciting, and challenging. Some lessons I take away from that I'd like to share with you is number one, your career path does not need to be linear. It is not a straight line. You don't have to know exactly what you're going to do. I knew I wanted to eventually run my own business as a teenager, but I didn't know what that was until I was in my mid 40s. Show up, work hard, treat people right, and doors will open for you. Or should I say, show up, work hard, treat people right, and you'll be opening doors for yourself. Successful people want those types of professionals around them, and so be that person. The uncertainty of a nonlinear career path can be a bit scary and stressful, but you don't let that fear stop you from learning and pushing yourself. Push a little bit at a time. Get uncomfortable, grow towards being comfortable again, rinse and repeat. Your career path won't develop overnight, and you don't have to either. Let it take time and do it incrementally. Lastly, enjoy the ride as much as possible. Of course, you're going to experience setbacks and disappointments, but don't You get to choose how you'll react to those and if you'll grow from those. I want to thank you for joining me. If you do like what you saw, please take a moment and like the video and subscribe. I'd be very grateful for that support. Leave a comment if there's a topic you'd like me to cover in the future. I'd be happy to explore that. And lastly, if you have a great career story or professional lessons that you'd like to share, please reach out because I will be looking for people to interview that want to share their stories and their lessons learned. Thanks a lot, and I look forward to seeing you again here soon.